Welcome to the Work Wives and Real Lives podcast. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ava. We're two best friends and coworkers spilling the tea on business, boundaries, and all the beautiful chaos in between.
From workday wins to real life messes, we're talking through it all.
Unfiltered, unpolished, and always putting friendship first.
Think of it as your weekly catch up with your favorite coworker turned soul sister.
So grab your coffee
or your wine
and let's get into it.
Stunning. What is up, Work Wife fam? It's Katie and Ava, your favorite wives.
What's up?
For episode 2 of season 2.
Season 2, episode 2. Ayo.
If you didn't see any promo for episode 1, that's because I'm firing myself from social media coordinator. But I haven't even told you yet. I hired Emma, so she's going to do a lot of her socials.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
You got an alert in your Instagram that someone was logging in from Georgia.
I thought you were logging in while you were traveling or something.
No.
Yesterday. I think it was yesterday I got those alerts. One of the days.
Well,
yay, she'll be great. Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah, she was like, I had a call with her the other day. And she was like asking about our Instagram. And so we were going through all that. She's like, okay. And then you have a TikTok. And I was like, we never had like an official TikTok for the podcast. It was just my personal TikTok, which I only made basically when we started the podcast, because otherwise I don't use TikTok. And then we got like semi-viral for this one video about flip-flops and jeans, and all the men were telling us to go kill ourselves. And I was like, you know what?
We don't need this energy in our life.
So I told her, I was like, if you want to make one, go for it. I don't want to see it. So
yeah, I will never see it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But if it's out there, it's out there. Yeah, we do not subscribe to TikTok. The people on there are equivalent to the trolls on Reddit. Like, terrible humans.
Speaking of which, sorry, I made any cheeses because why not? We did get our first troll comment on Instagram though. That wasn't like your husband's friend. For sure a bot. They had no photos, no posts, like no followers.
Oh, always.
And it was on the mashed potatoes episode where I was talking about how all I wanted for dinner was steak and mashed potatoes, and Garrett just made the steak. And it was something about how terrible of a woman I am or something. But I'm like, you know what? Come at me, bots. Come get me.
Come get us. And you know what? They only see these little clips of our life when so much more goes in our day.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, we'll chat about that. This past week, do you want to start with yourself? What happened? What went on?
I honestly don't even remember. Let's see.
Well, we were not together this past week.
Yeah, not really. Well, Saturday we had our
studio open house, and then our sad holiday work party.
So I love our team, all of them, but we do have a holiday party every year, and so it's usually in December. So we had scheduled it, and then like no one could come. So it's like, oh, it's a busy month. Let's punt it to January. So we rescheduled it for last weekend, and I think even less people came that were signed up to come into some. We have a team of like 35 people, and there was 7 people there. And then it was a restaurant that I go to all the time. And so they know me there, and we had made the reservation for 20 people. And I told Ava like a week prior, I was like, hey, I think we're only going to have like 12. Can you call them back and like revise the number? That did not happen. And so we show up for 20, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think we need like these tables. And then they were like, okay, well, we reserved these, and like we've been turning people down. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, they got kind of snappy with me. But people, they ended up filling those tables.
Yeah, they filled it within like minutes. Yeah. It was fine.
And then when I realized the last couple of people that I thought were coming weren't coming, we like gave them back another table.
Yeah.
So it was just our sad little table. We had like half the restaurant. It's a small restaurant. And then it was just us.
It's fine
for the people that came, and you know, everyone's got busy lives, so not everyone can come. That's fine too.
Whatever. You know,
we tried.
We truly tried. And we really did try all this past week,
Yeah,
which
so
we'll get
that
into.
was Saturday was just, like, the longest day, though, because I taught 3
Was
classes, and then I went and met my family at the golf course for lunch because my daughter had a lesson, and my husband and son were hitting golf balls. We had lunch, came back, immediately go to bed, like, I'm so wiped out, and then we go to dinner, and then you basically did the same thing.
yeah, I
Yeah,
taught 3 classes at another studio and then had lunch, came back, took, like, a 3-hour nap. I did I was, like, almost asleep, and one of the children, like, slowly opened up the door to the guest bedroom, and I pretended to be asleep, and yeah, it was fine.
right?
No, it's fine. They're just
We're just so
searching for
excited to
me.
see you.
Mhm.
Every morning when you, like, leave super early to go to the studios and they wake up and you're not there, they're like, "Where's Eva?" And it's
Aw.
like, "Oh, she's at work already." I'm like, "Why? Did she have breakfast?" I'm like, "I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not."
Probably not, kid. Uh,
That was
yep.
Saturday, and then Sunday, we were both at the studio. I taught a couple classes, and then we had a team class and a team meeting. We were at the studio for, like, 7 hours, and then I went to Disneyland.
I can't believe you went to Disneyland after that. I had no idea you were going. I think you had mentioned that Garrett and the kids were going, but I didn't think you were actually going to.
Yeah, our friends came into town and were staying with us for the night because they were doing Disneyland that afternoon and then Disneyland the next morning.
Yeah.
And
Ugh,
so we met them at like 3 at the park, and thank God my kids were tired and they had been there for like an hour or 2 before we got there, so they were
yeah.
kind of like done. And so we just walked around for like maybe 2 hours and then went back to the house and hung out. So
Which park is your favorite?
the one we go to the most is California Adventure just because you can drink there, and
Yeah.
for the kids, we have a little circuit like, if we know we're only going for, like, 2 or 3 hours, we just do a circuit. So,
Yeah.
it's, like, the winery, and then we go to Cars Land.
Cute.
The kids will usually go on either Mater's or Luigi's. While we're on one of those rides, we do a order at Flo's for chicken fingers. Then we sit the
Superb.
kids down, they run amok at Flo's for, like, 45 minutes to an hour while we drink, and then we get them ice cream. Sometimes we'll buy a fast pass to go on Radiator Springs, but this time we didn't. We literally just went on Luigi's and have Flo's and left.
Stunning.
And yeah, so that's like our normal circuit. I like the parks for different reasons, but if we're just we more often than not go to California Adventure.
I feel like California Adventure has more for each age level. For the children, for the
Yeah.
adults, much more enjoyable for the adults. There's lots of things for the children to do, endless options.
Yeah, absolutely. More
Cute.
versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I just have been working all week. I've been slammed. It's our like big budgeting season for the year. Um So I had me like, I was just it was good. I crushed a meeting at work, so that was, like,
Crushed it.
crushed it. I got, like, so many people that, like, chatted me or emailed me after, like, "Oh my god, that was so good. Great
I got
job."
to see you in full action.
Yes.
Was.
So, that was nice to get kudos. And then we flew to Utah last night, and now I'm in Utah for the weekend.
Time.
What a time.
What a
What about
time to
you?
be alive. Um, Pretty much the same minus Disneyland and
Yeah.
um yeah, I got some good family time Saturday and Sunday. No, Sunday night. Yeah. We celebrated my sister's engagement. That was fun. And yeah, I've just been working like crazy. I got home from California one of the days this week. I don't know where I'm at, what day it is, but I'm present. I'm here. I've made it to all of my work, all my jobs.
Yeah. All your jobs.
I've made it. Uh, but I have a lovely story. I
Yeah.
already shared pretty much with you and Kelsey via
Was this the Uber story?
the Uber
No, I'm
story.
excited to hear you retell it because
Retell it.
when I listened to your voice note, I was in my office, so I couldn't really, like,
Hear or
absorb
pay
it
attention.
fully and,
Yeah.
like, react
Couldn't digest
accordingly.
it to its fullest.
Yeah, and then it disappears after you listen to it, so I couldn't listen to it again.
biggest pet peeve is that, I mean, good that it disappears, but also, oh gosh, Opal. Opal's so funny. Whenever she's playing, she like slides into first base whenever she enters a room. And she just did that and ran into the wall. Cute.
So cute.
That's my daughter. That's my daughter. So my Uber story. I feel like you're either a person who talks to your Ubers or someone that's completely mute. I
You
come
have it
off
in your profile what your communication preferences are?
no, but I need to. But I also I I go back and forth. Some days I like communicating with people and other days I don't want to communicate at all. This
I
was a
never wanna
night
communicate. My profile specifically says, "Do not talk to me,"
do
basically,
not
or
talk,
whatever that
do not
option is.
breathe, do not make any
And
noise.
this is why, and the story is going to make it clear why. I am not a bougie, but I only if I can if it's longer than, like, a 10-minute drive, I only do Uber Blacks now
Yeah,
because they read the notes. They
right.
respect the notes.
They respect the um they respect the process.
They do.
But this man had he had no boundaries, 0 boundaries as far as what he was telling me. He was very kind. I didn't get, like, any weird vibe at all.
Interesting.
So, I was telling my husband the story. He's like, "Was he, like, hitting on you?" I was like, "No, no, no." It was like, he was just a strange man. So, I get into the car, right out the gate, reeks of marijuana. Like, "Whatever, dude. You do you. I used to dabble in the Mary J, whatever." And so I'm like, "Oh, okay." He was having a good time today. And he starts off saying how it's his birthday. I'm like, "Cute, happy birthday." And then, I think anytime someone picks you up from the airport, they're like, "Oh, do you live here? Where are you coming from?" I just say, "Oh, I was in California for work. Now I'm headed back home." And from there, it just opens a floodgate. And he asked what I did. I said, I manage fitness studios in California. And he proceeds to tell me about his entire life from there, starting off with how he used to be over 400 pounds.
How big is he now?
He said he's like in the high 200s now, which good for him. But he did share that he is currently on Ozempic. But when he was 400 pounds, he had the diabetes. And so
The diabetes.
he still has the diabetes, but it's more managed now that he's on the drug. And so he's telling me about his weight loss and how now currently he's so much more healthier than he was back then and doesn't know why he can't lose the weight. And this is my biggest pet peeve. Anytime I tell people I'm a fitness professional or I'm in the fitness realm, they start telling me about their life and weight and like I care, but at this point, like I'm talking about fitness goals, needs, like everyone's journey 24/7. Like I don't want to talk about it with my Uber driver. So he's telling me about what he eats in a day.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, no wonder. He's like, yeah, I eat so healthy. Like today, all I've had is a BLT and a hot dog. I'm like, "Mm, I don't know about that
Healthy
combo."
that is.
And then he like holds up his like extra large gas station soda and he's like, and I have about 3 of these every day. I was like, oh no. He's like, but half the time it's just water. I'm like, okay. And all I'm saying is, yeah, okay, wow, cool. Just like one word answers. But he proceeds to go on about his life and how what really got him to lose weight was a back injury because he went to a chiropractor and the chiropractor threw out his entire back to the point where he had to have emergency surgery. And he was like, yeah, I was telling the fucking doctor that I couldn't even get an erection or take a shit. That's how bad it was. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my god.
I just started laughing. I was like, oh no, not the shit. Like, tried to ignore the fact that he told me he could not get an erection. And that was like the
Oh
sign
my god.
that there was something completely wrong.
This is unhinged.
And he's talking about how he all that he had the day before his surgery, because he already knew he was going to go into the emergency room. He's like,
Mhm.
I prepared myself. I didn't eat anything. All I had were cigarettes. And that kept me going all throughout the day. I was like, oh, whoa,
Picture of health, Smith. Picture
picture of
of health.
health, this man. And somehow this story just keeps going in and out with his ex-wife during that time and how she was a nurse. And this was when he was 400 pounds. And so it took like multiple nurses to stand him up and down. And which is sad. And he said it was embarrassing. And so that was like the center point of it all, to him losing weight, was his life-changing surgery. But good news, he can get erections again. He can take a shit. I was
I
like,
like that he felt the need to follow up with you on the fact that it now works properly.
well, it continues because I, stupid me, ask him, how is it today? He's like, oh, today it's fine. All I know is anytime I get like a weird like nerve thing in the arches of my feet, anytime I just go to the bathroom and do a number two, it eases. I was like, oh, thank God for poop. You know, and he started laughing because I said something around that like realm of like, thank God for being able to poop. Like, it was insane. And so he was showing me pictures of his girlfriend. I was like, this Uber ride is far too long right now.
How long was it?
It was like 30 minutes.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
was raining like crazy. And so I don't, yeah. And so he was telling me about his girlfriend and how beautiful she is. He showed me a picture. I was like, oh, wow, beautiful eyes. And he's like, yeah, so I take her to work every single day, morning, pick her up in the evening. And he's telling me about how the night before, she calls him and is like, hey, can you pick me up early tomorrow morning? Which was the day I was in the Uber with him.
Mhm.
And she's like, I have a surprise for you. I was like, ooh, like a birthday treat. And this, again, stupid me for engaging.
Stop amusing.
I mean, at this point in the ride, I'm like, what more crazy shit can this guy say? Oh, there's more. And so he's telling me how he gets to her house and she gives him, you know, some loving. And I was like, "Ooh, wow." And he,
I'm
again,
traumatized from
stupid
hearing
me
you say.
for engaging, saying, ooh, like, wow, like, good for you. He's like, oh, yeah, the most amazing BJ. You know, I did some things to her, but oh, it was good. I was like,
Oh
"Oh,
my
no."
god.
And we're finally, like, pulling up to my complex. I'm like, "Thank God." Oh, man, and he was telling me the story kept going on and on. She has 4 kids. They're all, like, 16, 14, 10, 9, and the youngest one is gonna be the hardest one to break. Uh, yeah, somehow he was able to get their approval. Oh my gosh.
Did you give him
Also,
5 stars?
I gave him a 5-star because, wow.
Wow, that was
And
generous.
what a ride that was. And he even told me that he sometimes will smoke and drive people just depending on who's, like, cool with it. And I was like, "No, dude, you're not doing that with me in the car today.
No,
Sorry."
yeah.
What a time. What a time.
I would just like to acknowledge that Ava finally has an interesting weekend story to share.
And when I do, okay? I
We
deliver.
went from, like, bear murder to nothing to Uber driver
You know,
correction stories.
things happen throughout my week and day that aren't that notable because things like this happen in my life, and it's like you said, anyone else, you would be like, "This girl's full of shit." But no, all you have to do is spend a weekend with me, and you too will experience situations like this.
You'll see it, like, for some reason, something about Ava just makes people feel like they want to or can talk to her about anything and everything, like, I've witnessed it in the wild, and it is truly insane. I have never been blessed with that problem because of my face and just my general "don't talk to me" disposition/ my notes in my Uber account.
Yeah.
I did have one. the last time I took a standard Uber, like, was I don't remember where I was going, but my notes in my Uber profile, ever since they had that feature, was like, "I don't wanna talk to you."
Right.
And this girl was full crackhead status, like, her
Love.
car reeked. She had it was just like there was just crap everywhere, and she talked to
Yeah.
me the entire 20-minute drive, and I'm like, "Never again." So, at my last job, leaving at this job, like, I just drove Uber Comfort all the time, and I'm like, "I'm not driving anything less than that, like, sorry." Come at me
Yeah.
for the expense report, but personal, anytime I can, I take a black now just because I don't want it. I want a clean car. I don't wanna worry about it. I
Yeah.
don't wanna be spoken to. I wanna get to and from my location cleanly
Good
and
for
quietly,
you.
you
Good
know?
for you.
It's worth the extra expense. So,
Truly.
I yeah, but Ava, for some reason, it's something about her. People just wanna talk.
Something about this face, they see it and they're like, now this girl will listen.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm a hard listener. I will listen to your life story and nothing will phase me, okay?
Yeah.
This girl's seen some shit in her life. Nothing will phase me. Tell me anything and I will not react.
I really need your memoir to come out.
I feel like there's more to my story. I'm just so young. So maybe there needs to be like ages 3 to
Like a series.
yeah, it's gonna be a series because it's crazy. I mean, I don't remember anything before age 12. My brother has to, like, refresh my memory for these situations, like, he'll send me stuff or show me videos of things. I'm like, "I have no recollection of this." And then we'll watch it further. I'm like, "Wait, no, I remember this song." Like, he was playing this one video that apparently we used to watch all the time as kids, and it was just these kids and this one dog that would go to gymnastics and then baseball, but the baseball song I remember, like, vividly now, where it's like, "Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play
Yeah.
today. Look at me." I don't know. But if you were a kid from the 90s and you watched that video, they went to gymnastics, they went to soccer, they went to baseball. I think they went to the
Was
circus.
this a
I don't know.
commercial
It was like
or
I don't
show?
know. It was a show, but it was just like a sing along.
No
But
idea.
all I remember was the baseball one. I was like, "Oh, wait, no, I think I do remember this." So, shout out Joe for bringing memory back to the good old brain.
You know what's so funny is I forgot your, like, maiden name isn't Bedeau,
Yeah.
and we were talking about your brother the other day, and I was in my brain, I was like, "Joe Bedeau, that was, like, an interesting way
That's
for your
an
parents
interesting flow.
interesting flow," and then I literally just thought about the fact that his name is not Joe
Yeah.
Bedeau.
No,
No. There probably is a Joe Bedeau out there somewhere in the world.
there is, and if there is, hi,
Hi.
what up? Anywho, that was my exciting and full Uber ride.
I do have one follow-up from my travel fiasco disaster story from last week from over
Yes.
the holidays. So as you all, I'm sure, remember vividly, flight gets canceled from Minneapolis to Fort Lauderdale with Delta. They can't rebook us for 2 days. We see a flight out of Des Moines, Iowa, leaving 8 hours later. It's a 4-hour drive in theory from Minneapolis to Des Moines. That flight was on Allegiant. We booked that flight. That flight was just over $1,900 for the 4 of us,
Ooh.
and we get in the rental car, start going. Blizzard hits. We're stranded in central Iowa for 2 days. Oh, that night when we realized we weren't gonna make the flight, I tried calling Allegiant. It's a discount airline. They don't do refunds. I knew that, but we also, like, felt very confident we were gonna make the flight when we purchased
Yeah.
it. But I was like, "I'll just try to call and see if there's anything we can do." I get on the phone, they're like, "Your wait is 2 plus hours." And at this point, we're trying to figure out where we're staying tonight. I'm emotionally drained. I was like I hung up. I was like, "I'll deal with this another day," like, whatever. So we get back from our trip, and I start filing on my claims. So I file with Delta. I go on their website, and it says if you have a canceled flight, you can submit a reimbursement for hotel, transportation to your hotel, and any meals incurred, but it doesn't cover, obviously, like, your other if you booked another flight, it doesn't cover that. They refunded me the portion of the flight that I missed, so, like, the Fort Lauderdale or the Minneapolis to Fort Lauderdale portion of the leg, which we got back, like, a little over $800 total. Um, and it said specifically they don't reimburse for clothing, which when Air France lost my husband's bag for almost a week in Europe, they reimbursed for all of the clothing he had to buy every single day, and Air France and Delta are partner I don't know if they're owned by the same company or if they're just partner airlines, whatever.
Yeah.
But it very clearly said on Delta's website, "We don't reimburse for clothes or any, like, essentials, toiletries," and, like, "But you had my bags for 2 days," but whatever, I'm not gonna go for them for the clothes. So I upload the 2 hotels we stayed at, those receipts, the car rental receipt, and then I didn't keep all the receipts from, like, the driving portions because I just didn't think to in the moment,
Yeah.
but some of the meals we ate at the hotel, so it was on the hotel receipt, so I just submitted that too. The same day, I submit, like, a customer inquiry thing on Allegiant's website, and I write this, like, very long pleading email about just our experience, what happened, and like if there's anything they can do, even a partial flight credit, we'll fly with them again in the future, or a refund. Like I was open to anything they might consider giving us. I said, I know this isn't Allegiant's fault. This would just like at this point, I was out the almost $2,000 for those tickets, the $1,200 in change fees for the cruise. Think our flight total, like, expenses was close to $1,500 from the hotels and the things, thousands and thousands of dollars not at this point. So, Allegiant responds back in 24 hours, and I had said, "I'll provide any documentation, any proof, like, whatever you guys need. We're so sorry about your flight issue or your travel issues. As a one-time courtesy, we've issued you a full refund for your flights." Like, no questions asked, and I literally responded back to them. I said, "I am truly shocked, like, thank you so much. This means so much, like, you've gained a new customer." I don't even know if they fly out of where we are, but,
I think they do. I actually did see a flight, um, sorry, when I was looking at stuff for your birthday,
yeah.
there's Orange County to Salt Lake City, I think,
Oh,
Allegiant, but
well,
it's only,
good to know.
like, randomly
Yeah,
once a week.
okay, good to know. Delta takes, like, 2 or 3 days to respond to my claim, and it's just this generic email that has all my expenses listed out, and it just says, "Denied, denied, denied, denied," every single one. And it says, "We know this isn't the outcome this may be disappointing, and this is not the outcome you might have been hoping for, but the submitted, doesn't align with our Delta customer care policy," or some bullshit.
Like,
So,
yes, it does.
the thing about this is I've been Delta Diamond for years now. I have been a member forever. They are the only
Diamond
airline I have, like, been loyal to
status.
consistently
Yeah,
forever. Yeah. But I think what happens with these airlines, I don't think they're any worse than United or American, like the big ones.
right.
Because I've heard about this with other customers. Like once you get status with an airline, they have you because it's so hard to walk away from that and switch
Mhm.
to another airline. Plus, all my credit cards are Delta, Amex cards. I have to switch all of that. Like starting from scratch with a new airline, I feel like if I was like how Allegiant was, like I was a brand new customer with them, if I was a brand new Delta customer, I guarantee you they would have like covered some of that because
Yeah.
they know now that I'm not going to leave. They've probably went in my account, so I have 7 more trips booked the rest of the year with them. Like you're stuck when you're, and I know it's like a bougie problem to have, but like you're stuck with these airlines once you get status with them. But I feel like they capitalize on that, and that's shitty. So I send them back. Do you want me to read my email back to them?
Sure.
We have a few emails to read today, everyone.
We do.
Or we can just do this one today and save the other one for next week.
Yeah, yeah. Let's save the other one next week because I feel like she'll continue to respond.
Ye- yeah. Even though I'm not emailing her back,
No, she'll find a
she's
way
just gonna keep emailing.
from
Okay.
different email accounts.
She's just gonna keep them coming.
Keep them coming, lady.
Um, so this is what I send to Delta. So welcome to our dramatic email reading. It is back for this week because we have content. So
Yeah, yes.
segment incoming. All right. I write, "Hello. Disappointed would be an understatement. As a multi year loyal Diamond customer, I find the lack of customer service gesture for this extremely, in italicized, disappointing, if not totally unexpected. Please elaborate on your reimbursement policy while I provide you with a detailed summary of the flight cancellation and subsequent expenses I incurred. On Sunday, December 28th, I was 30 minutes into my Salt Lake City to Minneapolis flight when I was alerted that my Minneapolis to Fort Lauderdale flight was canceled and I was unable to be rebooked on any flight. Had the cancellation come 30 minutes prior, I would have never boarded the flight and found another option out of Salt Lake City, but that's immaterial at this point. I immediately began chatting with the Delta agent via the text chat function. She eventually informed me that she was not able to find me any flights to Florida, like 5 different airports in Florida, Sunday or Monday. I have attached screenshots of this conversation. So this is one thing I love is I always utilize the Delta chat function because you can take screenshots. So, of course, I attached them. We had a Disney cruise booked out of Fort Lauderdale leaving on December 29th, in which we needed to be on the boat by 3 p.m. that day. So at this point, Delta has me missing the cruise as there was no options available on your airline to get me from Minneapolis to Fort Lauderdale and on the boat by that time. As such, I began looking at other airlines and airports. I found an Allegiant flight leaving at 7:30 p.m. on December 28th out of Des Moines, Iowa, which we booked when we landed at Minneapolis, as it appeared to be a 4-hour drive from Minneapolis to Des Moines. And at that time, we had about 7 hours to get there. The flight was $1,924 for the four of us. We attempted to retrieve our checked luggage and were informed by the Delta baggage agent it would be a 2-hour wait to get our bags. And if not, our bags would eventually be rerouted to Fort Lauderdale. We elected to leave our bags and begin the drive. We rented a car at the airport, in parentheses, Avis receipt attached, and began driving to Des Moines. A few hours into the drive, we got stuck in a blizzard. The roads were closed and we were stranded in Mason City, Iowa. At this point, it was clear we would not make the flight out of Des Moines and ended up spending the night in Mason City. The receipt for the historic park and hotel is attached. As there was now no option to get us to Fort Lauderdale before the ship left, we were forced to cancel our cruise and incurred $1,200 in cancellation fees. Keep in mind, I was traveling with my husband and 2 young children, ages 5 and 8, and this cruise was a surprise Christmas present we gifted them on Christmas morning. They were devastated. We had no bags, and the next morning went to buy some clothes and essentials when the roads cleared, which apparently Delta doesn't reimburse for, even though they were in possession of our bags, so I didn't bother attaching that receipt. We were able to get a flight to Orlando, Florida on Tuesday, December 30th on Frontier, so we finished the drive to Des Moines and stayed at the Hilton in Des Moines. Receipt attached, which also includes meals at that hotel. We shifted our travel plans to go to Orlando since we missed the cruise. Our bags eventually arrived in Orlando on December 30th after I worked with Delta to reroute them. This doesn't even include all the meals on December 28th and 29th, which I didn't think to keep receipts for. I find the fact that after the expenses we incurred as a result of Delta canceling our flight, hotels, car rental, meals, clothes, being unable to rebook us for 2 days in all caps, missing our cruise with cancellation fees, purchasing flights on 2 other airlines at our expense, Delta's unwilling to compensate for any of this, truly wild. For the record, after I submitted a request for consideration of a flight credit to Allegiant, given the circumstances, they responded within 24 hours, offering a full refund as a one-time courtesy, no questions asked, which I've attached here as well for some light reading. I PDF'd the Allegiant email and attached it.
Nice.
I'd appreciate clarification on the canceled flight reimbursement policy and consideration for covering expenses I incurred as a result of Delta stranding me in the Midwest for 2 days. At minimum, the hotel and car rental fees. Thanks.
Any
And
response?
I sent that on Sunday, and they have not yet responded. It is Friday.
Yeah, it's been longer than 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call
And
them later. I just don't have the energy to.
if anything, I feel like they'll reimburse clothes and maybe the hotel.
I would have even a gesture of like, here's 20,000 points. Like, points don't cost me
Something.
anything.
Yeah,
Like,
something.
just throw something. You're literally gonna sit there and say, I'm not giving you anything, even though we canceled your flight. We couldn't rebook you for 2 days.
Right.
Like,
Correct.
tough shit. Like, that's really the position you're gonna take.
You know what,
I've way more grit.
Delta? You need to work on member retention. Okay?
Member retention is something we can give you a lesson on.
We try. We
We
really
well,
try.
maybe not, but we try.
I mean, I feel like we do a great job, but other people have things to say, but whatever.
Yeah, so next week we've had a fun 24-hour, but it's really been going on for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
email exchange, just a little teaser for next week, with a lovely,
Oh,
lovely lady. And you're also gonna get a lesson on how easy it is to manipulate an email because apparently she thinks too stupid to know that that's what she did. So,
I yes. Uh, we'll talk more about it next week, but a little there's 3 of us that pretty much manage that email. There's no way 0 out of 3 saw that come through
and
or
you we searched in the email. The email doesn't exist.
everywhere. It does not exist. The limit does not exist.
So, anyways, that's to come next week. So you'll get another fun reading from.
What's a good one?
It's a good one. It's a
There was
long one.
another one that came across our desk from chatting with our team at the holiday party. What was it? And we're like, "Ooh, yes, we need to do that one." I totally forgot what it
Oh,
was.
it was the one where Megan got cursed by the lady.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I'm gonna
Oh,
curse you.
our poor staff, stuff like this always happens to them their first day or week on the job is people come into the studio and start cursing at them, start having like manic episodes. There's robberies. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, we had our on Monday night, there was a robbery at the business next to us at our RSM center,
yeah.
and the landlord had called me, and in the meanwhile, we were having a plumbing issue that, the landlord was scheduling to get fixed that week, so, I didn't answer, and then he texted me, he's like, "Hey, I just sent you an email with the plumbing, but, I wanna talk to you about something else," and so in my brain, I'm like, someone complained about the music or something being too loud, so
Oh,
I'm, like,
yeah.
concerned. So then I call him back and he's like, "Yeah, so, the barber shop next door got broken into. They stole their ATM machine. We wanted to see if you had any camera footage." And I'm like, "Oh, we don't have anything that, like, you would see
Yeah.
outside their business. Like, we have cameras, but just not at that angle." Um, and then and then Ava's looking at the cameras the next day because the plumbers had to come at, like, 5 a.m. to fix this massive pipe that serves the center, but was, like, running through our suite, and these 2 ladies walk in at, like, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
asking if because the pipe was in the ceiling, and so they were working up in the ceiling and, like, asking if we also got broken into, and the plumber's like, "What?" Like, I don't know, "I'm just here fixing a pipe," and she's like, "Oh, they came in through the roof at the barber shop next
Crazy.
door." And then later that day, we have a sweet high school student who works there,
Yeah.
and I'm sure she's just like, "What is happening?" The security guard for the center comes in and is like, "Oh, yeah, they, like, cut through the roof, came in through the roof to steal the ATM machine," like and I was talking to Garrett about it, I'm like, "How much money do you think is really in a barbershop ATM machine?" Like, it's the haircuts are $15, like, what
Yeah,
how much cash that's a lot of effort to go through to steal. I feel like
it
if you're
is.
gonna cut through the roof of a building, like, a jeweler or, like,
Yeah.
something else, I don't know, just so if the robbers of the world are listening, we don't take cash at our
We
studio,
don't take
so
cash.
pardon
And
us,
this
we
is
don't
why we do not accept cash any further because not only us, like so many businesses are experiencing robberies. I know there's been a few pure bars that in the nation, specifically in California, have had their windows completely shattered and all that's taken is the cash from the register. So yes, this is why we do not accept cash any further because you know what? Take our retail. Take it.
no one else will, so
Nobody wants it. Take
please
it so
don't though,
that we
please don't
can
break in.
don't break in.
Don't break in.
Uh, you can walk through the front door and just don't terrify our young staff.
Our sweet staff.
Actually, if you do walk in and start stealing it, I will probably fight you. So,
There was this one time at our Tustin location before there was a vacant, the anchor kind of corner location is a coffee shop, and Starbucks had went out of business, and it took them, like, 2 years to fill it with a new coffee shop, so in that 2 years, there was a lot of, like, transient people, like, using the patio to, like, sleep on and stuff,
yeah.
and, we had this one man walk in who was cracked out beyond belief. I don't think he
Yeah.
had shoes on, I don't know what, but he starts, like, walking in, and Ava just comes around and, like, peacocks and is like,
Flexed on
"Out."
them hoes.
And then another
Yes.
member just started walking at him too, and they're just like, "Get out." And he very quick he's like, "I'm just try do you sell shoes here?" Is what he asked or
Like, nope.
something.
I was like,
Uh,
yeah, I like,
There's the Marshalls right there. Go there.
yeah, I flexed on them haters real quick. I like ran out from behind the desk, walked up to him, like, no. I think I just said, no, out. And I just kept walking towards him. I was like, I don't care what type of disease I get on me, get out.
Yeah.
Like, and then like 5 minutes later, the cops walk in. They're like, did a man walk in? I was like, yep, don't worry though. I handled it. They started laughing. I was
Now
like,
that center is great because shout out Badass Coffee, they give discounts to police officers, and so,
they're there.
especially, like, every morning, the CHP officers, because 'cause they're right off the freeway, they all meet there to get their coffee, and so there's always, like, 5 or 6 police cars in that center now in the morning, and so, like, it's
Yeah,
really helped
it
kinda keep
has.
us safe.
Keep the
So,
transients semi out.
yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, well, let's get into our main topic. Today we are going to be chatting about soft life, hard decisions. So, you've probably heard the term like soft mornings, soft everything. Like, that's been like the vibe lately. It's trying to create a softer presence for yourself. But also, can sometimes be a conflict with hustle culture or with having to make tough choices, tough decisions. And so, how we kind of navigate that. And yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
Cute. I feel like I come off soft, but the hustle's real. I don't know.
You are soft. So,
Love it.
we didn't even talk about the fact. So, okay. I had to leave early Sunday morning to go teach. Ava wasn't feeling well, so I taught her classes for her. And the night before we had went to the team dinner.
Yeah.
One more weekend story. And I'm like driving down the hill to go to the studio, and I hear like a water bottle rolling around. I was like, "What is that?" So I looked down, and she
Oh,
had
yeah.
left her water bottle on the floor of my car. And so I'm using voice to text because I'm driving. And I was like, I texted her or messaged her or something, and then I sent another. I was like, "Also, you left your water bottle in my car." Of course, there's no like punctuation emojis because I'm using voice to text driving. And then I
Aw.
teach my couple classes, and I come out, and she's like hiding in the dressing room, which she normally does when she's working if the desk is occupied. But she's just like looks like a little beat puppy. And I was like, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong with you?" And she's like, literally starts like tearing up. She's like, "I'm sorry about the water bottle." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I know you're mad at me." I was like, "Because you left the water bottle?" I was like, "No, I was just letting you know in case you were looking for it that I had your water bottle in the car." She's like, "I thought you were mad at me."
I think it was just a collection of feeling like I'm just forgetful right now. And so the night before with the reservation and then forgetting my water bottle, and you had like a list of things for me to bring to the studio. I was like, oh my gosh, I
I'm gonna
can't,
forget all that too.
I'm like, I'm disappointing her right now.
No, I was just
One
like,
thing
cannot
after
believe you
another.
were so like thought I was upset over a water bottle.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway.
Anywho.
But I think you can be both, right? Like, I think you can
Yeah,
value softness, and I think you can also be able to, like, make tough decisions, like, back to what we're supposed to be talking about.
for
I
sure.
really tried to implement this with soft mornings, so that's something I was a shift for me over the last year is, um, before I used to work out every morning at 6 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. I would get up, and
No,
when I do that, what I realize is especially for the 6 a.m. classes, which I really try not to teach them, I'm down to 1 a week, which hopefully someone someday will take for me. But, the reason I don't like teaching them is because our mornings, like, from 7 to 7:40 is it if I take the 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. class, I'm getting home at, like, 7:10ish. The hustle to get the kids, like, ready and out the door by 7:40 is it was just so chaotic, and it was so stressful every single morning.
yes.
And so I shifted my scheduling to, like, do midday classes when it works out, on my, like, my lunch break, nearby. my office, and that has been a game changer, and so now I wake up with the sun. Of course,
Oh,
like, when it's the weird fall time and it doesn't get light out till, like, 7 AM, or I
yeah,
guess working that time right now, no.
yeah.
But otherwise, I wake up with the sun. Um, if there is no sun, I wake up around 6:15 every morning. I get up, I do a little tidy of the house because I am, like, one that physically cannot leave my house if it's dirty. I make my coffee, I get the kids up, I get them breakfast going, and then I go start getting ready for work, and then my husband takes over, and he appreciates it because he likes sleeping in. And now our new routine is I'll get the kids to school. We leave at 7:40. I drop them off at 8. It takes me about 35 minutes to get to my office. I'm in the office earlier. And it's literally been such a game changer of like having that softness and that slowness in the morning
Mm,
where it's not just like,
nice.
okay, 6 AM class, home at 7:10. I have 30 minutes to get ready. I also have to get like the kids ready. Like my husband's helping, but like sometimes my daughter wants me to do her hair, or my son only wants me to get him dressed, or like
Yeah.
there's always something with little kids, or they slept, he couldn't get them out of bed, or they haven't eaten breakfast, or they didn't like what he made, or like there's always something. So now we get them up earlier. We have time together in the morning. They enjoy it. They've been like playing with all, they have time now to play with their toys in the morning before they go to school. So
Cute.
that's really been something that's been a game changer for me is having those soft, slow mornings and then using the rest of my day to, like, energize myself to, like, get through the decision making, like, the work part of my day, the workout I do later in the day. Um, that's been something I've found valuable.
Yeah, no, I love that too. And I've kind of shifted my schedule around as well as not overextending myself as far as teaching. I'm balancing one, teaching Pure Barre, but then also managing Pure Barre like all throughout the day. And then, I mean, I don't have children, but I have two small dogs and not small, they're
They're
very
not
large.
smart. Yeah.
They're large dogs that require a lot of exercise.
Yeah, more
And
than a small dog does.
my husband is not around a lot. So it's just mainly me having to like handle everything on the home front. And so when I was teaching like 8 AM, 9:30, 12, it would be like I'm starting my day at 5:30 AM. I'm getting ready. I'm taking the dogs on a 1.5 to 2 mile walk so that when I leave, they are able to just like not destroy the house in the hours I'm gone. And then at the same time, I'm answering emails from the night before. I'm trying to like answer and do things to get the staff ready in between my classes and teaching. And um, once I come home at like 1 o'clock, I still have a ton of shit to do throughout like what my tasks are. And so then I'd be ending work probably around 9 or 10 p.m. And so I'm like, this isn't sustainable any longer.
Yeah.
I don't need to be doing this to myself. Lessened my schedule. And now in the mornings, my earliest class, I think right now is 9:30.
Ugh,
So
it's a dream.
yes, and so I have time to, like, maybe sleep in a little bit more, get the dogs on their walk, and now I'll take my phone, but sometimes I'll leave it at home, so it's just me, the outside, and the pups. Because otherwise, sometimes I'd be on my phone trying to learn and memorize choreo, or I'm, like, trying to answer something from the night before, or, like, get something quickly done in Slack to schedule it so the staff reads it when it's active and live and they actually get notified. Otherwise, I feel like they won't see it, or I'll schedule, like, a text message like, "Hey, heads up, so and so and the 5:30 AM."
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay, I have time in the morning to actually walk. And then once we get back, I'm eating breakfast and then I'll log onto my computer. And before I head out to go teach, that's when I just like schedule everything as far as Slack messages for the team, schedule text messages for the early teachers if there's anything there, or answer any emails because things start piling up throughout the morning. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been nice having a softer morning and not trying to like hustle and get everything done before like I'd have to leave at maybe earliest 7:20 to get to the studio in time. to like get myself ready. So it's
Yeah.
less chaos,
The
which is,
dog walking thing, I feel bad because the mornings are really the only time right now with the time change when I have to leave for work that,
yeah,
I can walk Pepper, but I'm not, walk in the darker. So there's just not a lot of time, but it's starting to get lighter earlier, so I'll be able to start taking her on walks again.
yeah,
But, or at least during the week, on the weekends, I have lots of time to walk her. But, I still take my phone with me just because I physically cannot be departed from my phone, but I stopped listening to music or anything while I walk, so it's just like and I put my phone in my pocket, so it's really just for emergencies, and it's,
yeah.
like, just me and her and the nature and
It's so beautiful.
the crisp morning air and silence.
Yeah,
We live in a very quiet area, so it's nice.
I love that.
I wanted to talk a little bit about what this could look like in career and business. And so one thing, Ava just talked about is um managing her schedule, her teaching schedule and her work schedule in a way that was more sustainable for her to have that softness throughout her day. One thing I think in other settings that was applicable to me is walking away from opportunities that maybe had more growth potential, or that looked good on paper, but were really just not positioning myself to lead like a soft and balanced life. And so, one thing I know I've talked a lot about is leaving my last company and going to this company. And it definitely what even though the pay was a lot better, um, and I had to be in the office more at this new job, but the travel was less, so that really helped create that softness. There was a lot of positive benefits, obviously, which is why I did it, but
Right.
one thing it felt like, and it still probably is, a step back career-wise because I had more growth opportunity to get higher positions because the company was a lot larger that I was at before, than I do at this company. Like, we have a pretty flat leadership structure here, so, there isn't as much opportunity for me to get to the next level, or maybe that opportunity's there, but it's probably at a slower pace than I was at my last company. But the trade-off of, like, A, I'm getting paid more anyway, so great. I'll take that, but
Yeah.
the trade-off of, like, all the other benefits to my life that that brought, for me was, like, really, really important and worth sacrificing some sort of, like, growth trajectory I might have been on in order to gain these other really positive things for my life, not just financially, but being home more with my kids, not traveling as much, not being stressed out all the time, not being a people manager. Like, people managing was the hardest part of my job before. And now I don't have any direct reports. Like, I have shared resources with other people. But there is something to be said about just kind of like showing up, doing your job, feeling good about doing a good job, which I had that experience this week of like, yeah, I like really felt like that was the first time I like crushed a big group meeting. It was the first group meeting I really had to lead,
Mm.
but like crushed a big meeting at work where I got that recognition and like that felt really validating and special to me. But I also didn't have to kill myself to like prepare. Like, yeah, I was busy during the day, but I didn't work overnight on prepping, so there's a lot more balance. And I think that that's really important to consider if you are looking at making a career move or pursuing a new opportunity. Like, make sure you're really sitting down and like I did like a positive, negative. Is that what it's called? Like the T chart?
Pros
Cons.
and cons.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rory Gilmore loves a pro and con list. Do you remember that? Do you watch Gilmore Girls?
No, sorry. I think I watched a few episodes and what's her name? Rory? So annoying. Like, grow up.
I don't think any of them are particularly likable characters, but it's so good.
Maybe I'll try again in the future, but
Oh, it's so
it's
anyway, she's a
yeah,
big pro con lister and it's a whole thing on the show.
cute.
So I did make a pro con list when I decided to leave, and the pros, at the end of the day outweighed the cons, and
Yeah.
um, yeah.
I mean, I think I've said it on here too, but I've said it to you in person. You are a whole nother Katie. I was like, this is the Katie I know and love because I feel like the last year from when did you start this new position? Where you were last
May.
year at this
Yeah.
time
Oh,
is
it's terrible.
night and
Yeah.
day. And like, I mean, you've always been fun, outgoing, amazing, but when I'm with you, when I stay with you, I can really like see how draining your job was for you.
Yeah.
Like you'd come home or I'd come home and we'd be on the couch and you'd still be on your laptop and it's like 9 p.m. and you're like sending emails or answering stuff and then you like finally close it and then 2 seconds later you're asleep. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, no.
Cool.
Like which is fine, but I could see it physically and emotionally draining you. And
Yeah.
then um yeah, I was having that conversation when I saw Jen for the meditation.
Mm.
She's like, I'm so happy Katie like made that decision. I'm like, me too. It's like a whole nother you, just like light, free. I don't know, just a clearer
Yeah.
mind.
Thank you. I'm
It's
glad.
beautiful. It's beautiful to see. And ultimately, like you've had so many great years of making your way to the top to where you were in your previous job and having those successes. And now it's an era where you get to enjoy, you know?
Mhm.
So there comes a point where, yeah, the hustle is great, but also so is family. So is a
I would
life.
say focus on hustle in your 20s. Like 20s should be your hustle years. Gain that ground, then put in the time then, and then when you get to your
Yeah.
30s, you can relax and you can enjoy it. Or maybe, if you're just a like you but I still hustle, but I've found other outlets to do that besides just my day job, right? I have Pure right now.
A healthy
Um,
balance.
we have like other businesses we're pursuing. So it's doesn't all have to be at your day job. But I do think it's important to put in the work, put in the time, put in the hustle in your 20s. It builds a lot of character, and you're gonna see people that are above you, how they got there and what they had to do to get there, and I think that that's a misconception with some of the younger generation right now is, like, it just should be easy all the time, and that's not true, right? Like,
No.
uh, I probably went a little too heavy on it, like, in my 20s, but, I also had kids really young considering, like, the age people are having kids these days. Like, I had my daughter at 27, and so I was still in my 20s and still hustling and still grinding and missing out on a lot of her early years, and then even my son's first couple of years. But now I'm glad I made the shift when I did. I'm glad I got to the position I was at my last company that helped me get this job at this company. I wouldn't be at the same place I would have been if I didn't grind all those years. But it is nice to now not have to feel like I have to do that all the time. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Hustle early to set yourself up for success later.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, the hustle will never end, but you manage it and get I think that comes with maturity too, is, you know, delegating as well.
Yeah. Delegating, not being afraid to disappoint people if you need to say no.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah.
I know. I know. I'm getting better. However, I feel like every day is just a disappointment to people and just from, the loudest chatter in the studios or in our business is always the negative comments. And so,
Yeah.
yeah,
We just gotta block them out.
block it out. You know what? There's more to life than being angry about a free event.
I was messaging with some of my friends that are like parents from the school in this group chat we had last night when I was composing the email you guys will all get to hear next week. The My friend Vanessa was like, "You're too nice. Just literally tell her to read her contract and just resend it." And I was like, "This is like the fifth back and forth with this lady, like, whatever." And she's like, "Tell her to come
Yeah.
meet you in person and duke it out." No, like obviously kidding.
Mm.
And I was like, "Well, then I'd have to drive there, and I don't want to do that either." And then
Yeah.
my friend, her husband, Rocky, was like, "Honestly, this isn't even worth your energy. Just cut her loose." And I'm like, "You're right." Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her feel stupid and ridiculous one more time, and then I'm gonna be gone with it. And so I sent the email. She sent a response back, which again, you'll read. I'm not going to respond to her email because you know what? It's not worth it.
It's not. It's really not. She's not understanding right now.
Anything.
No. No.
Take your $199 and shut up. Okay.
Truly.
So I think like a lot of back to let's get soft again because that was a little aggressive. Um, yeah, I think it's not about when you're looking at decisions, it's being intentional with your decisions, right? So it's not if you're soft, it doesn't mean you're unable to make decisions, you're not making them. It's making intentional decisions that are going to better serve you. It's not about not hustling and grinding or growth. It's choosing the amount of energy you want to give to that and choosing like everything's an opposite, right? You can't do it all. And so it's having the mental clarity to like step back and say, okay, what can I do that's going to get me where I wanna be while also maintaining balance in my life, having moments that aren't always feeling like a grind. That's a bit of a recap there.
Beautifully said. Agreed.
Anything else you wanna add to the topic for the day?
Um, no, but what's one soft life boundary you're protecting this season going forward?
I am going to do my best to protect my mornings. They are of
Yes.
critical importance to me. I had to sub a 5:30 and 6:30 AM class this week, and it was the worst moment of my year, being 16 days in. Actually, no, the whole travel fiasco. Technically, that was in December. So, yeah,
Yeah.
no one I love all of our 5-figure AM clients. I love how passionate you are. I love that the class was full with a wait list and someone from the wait list showed up. Like, I love
Crazy.
this all for you.
Yeah.
I used to be that girl. I am no longer that girl. So, it was an emergency situation. Emergency, she's fine, but it was a emergency kind of last minute cover thing. As the owner, it's my responsibility to show up. I was not going to cancel the classes because, it's a highly valued class by members and I want to deliver for them. But I will do anything in my power to avoid covering these classes going forward. And I looked at my schedule earlier today and I'm covering two more of them this month.
Yes, you are.
Please, everyone, don't ask me
Don't
anymore,
ask
please.
me. Um, I love that. There's a difference too, though, of you were saying how you used to work out early, but there is a difference between going to a workout and just being a student
Yeah.
where nobody knows you, nobody's looking at you, nobody's going to dare ask you any questions because you just go to work out and you leave. So maybe the people that are working out 5:30 a.m. in the morning, they're in their soft area era too because
Yeah,
they get to like
absolutely.
get out of bed, put on workout clothes, sleepwalk or drive to the studio and take their workout class and start their day, you know?
I no, 100%. I think that can be how someone finds softness, right? It just isn't
Yeah,
well, I personally find it, so I think that's a good point of, like, find something that works for you. There is a huge difference between getting up to take a class and getting up to teach a class. Like,
huge difference.
if you are a client and you are in the class, you can go slow, you can take breaks, you can, like, work at a speed that works for you, and you should. When you're the teacher, you can't do that, like, you gotta be on
No.
the whole time, you have to memorize your choreo, remember people's names, keep the class moving. I somehow taught almost an hour-long Define class, which is supposed to be 50 minutes. No idea how I did that, but you know what? I brought the energy the whole time,
That's
and
all that
the
matters.
people loved it.
The
That's all that
energy.
matters. Internally, I was dying because I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Oh."
No. The
But yeah,
second
there's
I
definitely a difference.
it's a huge difference. Even if I go in to take a class, like I took a 5:30 a.m. one of the days I was there. The second I step foot and they're like, "Oh, great, Ava, I have a few questions." I'm like, "I'm not on the
I'm
clock.
just here to take a
Please.
class.
It's 5:20 a.m. in the morning. I don't wanna work. I just wanna work out." And then of course, everyone's staring at you in the workout, and I'm like, "I just wanna be invisible." Like, I understand you wanna see what I'm doing, like, I'm beautiful to look at. I don't I but right now,
You are
like
beautiful, Ava.
thank you, like, my body, beautiful. That's what I'm telling
Beautiful.
myself. Work of art, that booty.
Say.
But at the same time, don't look at me. I just wanna be a student. I don't wanna be
You
asked
should next
why
time
the
you
computer's
go,
not working, why their membership is like this. If I could adjust that email, don't ask me in person.
power of the email.
I'm like, I'm not gonna
Um,
remember anything,
Next
just so you
time
know.
you go there, I'm gonna get you a wig, and you're gonna wear a wig with a baseball hat
Yes.
and, like, some dark colored glasses, and you're gonna take class and see if anyone notices it's you.
Or I walk in and the teacher's like, "Oh my gosh, can you please teach for me?" Like, I'm not here to teach all I mean, yes, I'm here to help, but my job is to manage, and
Yeah.
if any of our members are listening to this, I love teaching. I love that you love me teaching, but teaching while I'm there to work the studios and bounce back and forth kills me. That's why I don't teach all the classes. I'm more than just a teacher, but I love that you love my classes. Thank you. But I'm getting tired and old, okay?
It is flattering when they are like, "Why don't you teach more?" Or, whatever. I appreciate the feedback, and I love that you love my classes too. But soft boundaries, that's one of them.
Soft boundaries. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're here. What days are you teaching?" I'm like, "None."
I promise you all, if there's ever a day where I don't have a day job, I will be on the
Yes.
schedule a lot more.
They love
But
that.
until that day comes, we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, some people find it shocking that I do things outside of teaching. That was a conversation I had in the
Yeah.
studio.
A lot of clients get some are longer term, but they just haven't really got to know them or are newer clients that
Yeah.
I've met. And if they ask I'm not on the schedule more or what my background is, and they when they learn I have a day job, they're like, wow, like you do
Yeah.
something beyond pure bar. And I was like, yeah, it's.
Yeah. Our tried and true, like, members that do know us personally, they know that we
They
have a
know when
lot
they get
going on. Yeah,
yeah.
outside of just teaching. But, yeah, it is funny when it becomes a shock to people. They're like, "You have another job or you do other things?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not just
My
a
favorite was when they realize
teacher."
you don't live here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing too, when I teach and there's, like, a new client this happened during our open house, and, I mean, I'm glad I brought the members in, with onboarding, but they were like,
Yeah.
"When are you on the schedule next?" I was like, "You know, stay tuned." I'm like, "I'm just a sub here."
I
Pulling
like
at
people
Katie
just
when she would tell people, she's like, "Oh, I just sub here." We're like, "Oh my gosh." Like, "No, this is our owner." So
yeah,
funny.
it's me. All
Well,
right. Well,
fun.
there's your soft message of the day.
Yes. And you know who's not soft or practicing this right now is our lovely housewives. And this is going to be our segue into reality recap. And you,
There's so much. We've got
there's so much going
Salt
on.
Lake City,
Yes.
Beverly Hills.
Did I watch it this week? What was the last episode?
The last one I watched is I don't think I'm fully caught up. I think they were flying to Scottsdale.
Yes, they just got to
They're
wherever
going to
they are.
Scottsdale.
We're
They
going to
went
Scottsdale.
Sedona. Yeah.
Yeah. Same, same.
Isn't it? Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. And then Traitors.
I am not up to date with the ones that dropped last night. Last
Me
night? Yeah.
neither.
So
We'll talk
let's
about that
start.
first.
Where do you want to start?
I don't care. You can pick.
Let's start with Salt Lake City reunion and how Lisa Barlow is. I feel like there's no in between with her. You either love her or you hate her. Right now, I'm not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. I'm sorry, Lisa. She's going to come at us. We're going to get sued. This is the last time you'll hear from us on
Oh
the
god, she
pod.
threatened to sue a fan for like I don't even know. It was like
Yes.
someone on TikTok, like a TikTok influencer said something. or
Oh my
repeated a
gosh.
story or something
Yeah,
to, like, commit to
she's
her,
definitely listening to this podcast because we
obviously.
yeah, we live similar lives as her, unlike the other cast members.
Unlike the other guy. No, absolutely.
We're more on par with her lifestyle, but she's still not my favorite. Her and Meredith, I do not know what to believe. I fully believe from what Bronwyn said of how Lisa may not have leaked any of the information about the other cast members throughout the season, but she was the crux of it. She will kind of like spew these
Like,
things.
yeah, I don't think she's, like, calling the press directly, but
No,
there's a possibility, allegedly, we're footnoting all of this,
allegedly. Yes. Always put that
that
in there.
she's telling other people that she knows is gonna tell. Like,
The
you don't have to do
media
a big story
outlets.
for you to be responsible for it.
No, just like how she was so quick to tell fans at BravoCon and talk ill of Bronwyn's husband and
Yeah.
his weight and the size of his penis. So I full heartedly believe she just like calls specific people that she knows have relation with the press, says things, or will text them like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
Bronwyn is late to this cast trip because of these allegations.
yeah.
So she probably sent that text message to someone within her bubble, and
Mhm.
that said person allegedly probably said it to the press. Therefore, there's that. So I think that's how it all
I found
goes.
her and Meredith incredibly infuriating at the first episode of the reunion so far, like,
Yeah.
and they're totally hypocritical because they're, like, accusing the other girls of, like, speaking for each other, like,
Oh my
having
gosh,
each other's
right?
backs or whatever, but they're denying that they're doing any of that. Meanwhile, they're, like, whispering on the side what they're gonna say next, and I'm like, "You guys are doing the same thing, so, like, don't get mad at them," and I think her obsession with Bronwyn's husband is weird. You don't need to be talking about the guy at all, let
No,
alone that much.
no. One person I will full heartedly believe anything is Mary Crosby's opinion.
Cosby.
Yeah, Cosby. No, Crosby. She's on par with Bill Crosby. Is that
They're
Crosby?
both Cosby.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Allegations everywhere.
Allegations are fine. I hope all the cult stuff, like, is not true
I don't know.
because I love Mary.
I know.
But
I
I do
know.
appreciate that Mary's, like, stood her ground more this season, standing up to Meredith and Lisa
Yes.
and being kind of like the voice of reason. I also loved in the finale, um, with Bronwyn, and she was like, "You're just too loyal to people, to your friends or something," just like you are with Todd. It was just like,
Yeah.
it just you can tell it just
So good.
came out, and that's just, like, how she says it, but, like, the way she says it,
Yes.
and just it's almost like a little backhanded stab, but like, she's not necessarily intending it to be that way. It's just
Yeah.
she's funny.
So good. Um, it was so funny when I was with my brother over the weekend. He loves Housewives. He loves Bravo. And so he was quoting pretty much everything from that little play that happened in Greece.
Oh, yeah.
And he kept saying like the whole night, um, I think it was something with Bronwyn's little act where they're like, Bronwyn, people say you're two-faced, but you are no-faced or something.
Yeah.
So funny. He also loves the shout outs. I don't think he actively listens, but my sister-in-law does, and she lets him know when he's gets a shout out. So shout out Joe for being
Sorry, I thought your
a
last name
Bravo
was
stan. Joe Bideau.
Jovido. I'm just gonna call him that now. He's just gonna be Jovido.
Yeah.
It just rolls off
Uh,
the tongue.
it does roll off the tongue, but I love Angie. I'm sad she did not speak as much, but I feel like this next episode of the reunion is going to be her time to shine because the reunion episode left on a cliffhanger with her and the squirrel. So
The squirrel. Yes, we
love
love a
it.
squirrel.
We love a squirrel. So she has lots of hard hitting facts, receipts, timelines, proof, everything on this little mini scroll.
I love it. I'm so here for it.
And Brittany, go away. Like, go
No, I
with her
love
little
her.
stuffed animal. I mean, yeah, she
I
brings
just love that she shows up all perky, like, "I'm so excited to be here," when, like, none of the girls are nice to you. None of them
no,
respect you. All they do is rip
no.
on your relationship and how terrible of a mother you are, and she's just like, "I'm here." I'm excited.
I cannot. I
He's
still
just so delusional. I love it so much.
I can't. I think the best scene I mean, Salt Lake has provided so much great cinematic experiences, but
Yeah.
my favorite by far is them at the spa, Brittany splashing them with water in this little spa pool, and Angie and Lisa just, like, coming at her, but whispering because they're at a spa.
You can't write stuff like that.
You
Like,
can't. You
it's
can't.
so iconic. The whispered argument was
It is.
it should be studied in, like, film school. It's so
They
good.
deserve an Oscar award for their performance.
They do.
It's
It
amazing.
should win the Emmy for, like, best comedy. It's not even, like it shouldn't even be in the reality TV segment.
No, no, it's the best piece of art. I've seen it in a very long time. Like,
They
move
are really,
over,
like, the
Marty
pinnacle of the
Supreme.
Housewives franchise as far as, like, quality
Yes.
production goes. Like,
Yes.
they're bringing it, and I love it. So it's my favorite one.
Who or which Bravo show do you think would be in the top 5, like, shows on Bravo in history? Maybe top 3.
Is this like a quiz? Do you know the answer?
No, I'm just like
Oh, I mean, Salt Lake City is the best. Like, it is the
in, like,
best.
all Bravo history.
So I didn't like, I have a I'm very particular with, like, the franchises I watch, so I don't
Yes.
like,
Same.
I've heard Original Roni was amazing. I never watched it. I
Oh,
never watched New Jersey. So, I heard those are really good.
yes.
I never watched them, though.
New York, that is one worth going back to the early seasons. Like that, I mean, same with Orange County, but New York, my gosh, I quote like early seasons all the time. Like, go to sleep, take a nap, go to sleep.
I think there's a lot of good elements from early Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills has stayed pretty consistent for me. I think the season so far has been kinda boring.
Snooze fest,
I
nothing
that
there.
they need to recast some members. Orange County's been terrible for years.
Don't
So,
even
they
bother.
were good at the beginning. It's the last 5 years, I would say, have been awful.
Yeah.
Um, Salt Lake City is fantastic. I've heard Original Roni. I'll go back and watch it when I have time.
Yes.
I've heard it's really good. I only would watch, like, West Coast shows before, like, when I, like, was younger,
Right.
or, like, cities I had been to and stuff and was, like, familiar with.
Yeah.
Now I watch the new Roni, which I like. It gets terrible reviews, but
It
I
was okay. I
I love
enjoy
Dubai. When's Dubai coming back? Is it coming back?
Oh, that was a great one. I enjoy watching Roni just to see where they go in the city. I like to see
Yeah.
their apartments or their townhouses. I like that aspect of it. But yeah, nothing will beat early days. But I will say probably top 3 in my books of Bravo shows. Number 1, Vanderpump. Noth
Original Vanderpump.
Original Vanderpump.
Yeah.
I'm not even bothering watching this new
I tried. It's
rebirth.
terrible. I love you,
No.
Lisa Vanderpump, but it's terrible.
No, you can't remake something that was already one of the greats. Number 2, it's gonna have to be Real Housewives, and I'm gonna say Rhody, early seasons, and then number 3 is gonna be Salt Lake City, current day.
Yeah. I
Top
think that that makes
my
sense.
top 3, because the drama and just stuff that you can't write that happens, like Bethany on the early seasons of Rhony, amazing. Jill, amazing. Ramona, lovely. Like,
Yeah.
you can't write any of that.
I really also like the early seasons of Southern Charm. I still watch Southern Charm, but it feels like it's, like, the same
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
over and over now. I feel
It
like they
is.
need to get rid of some of the guys.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I do like Southern
yeah.
Hospitality.
Okay, that one I'm not too fond of. I don't know. I just can't get into it.
I think a sleeper one, Miami. Miami's really good, and it just doesn't get I don't know because it's not on regular Bravo. I think it's only on
Yeah,
Yelp or something. I don't really know, or it's only on Peacock, it's not on Bravo. That's what it
right.
is, it's only on Peacock. Um, I think it's fantastic. I love Miami.
Yeah, I didn't quite get into that in the Haitian partition, whatever.
Having an affair with a Haitian mortician and
So good.
champagne coffee machine.
Yeah. I love Real Housewives. It's just lovely. Anyone that goes on that show, they always end up with one-liners. I think my favorite moment was, I think it was Rhodey. Yeah, when I forget her name, she had the prosthetic leg and she
Oh,
threw it
yeah.
across the table.
I did see it. Like, I've seen lots of clips from it, but I've never, like, watched the whole season or seen, like, an episode
Amazing.
here and there. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I don't even know what the conversation. She said something on the lines of like being accused of being fake. She's like, the only thing fake about me is my fucking leg. Throws it across the table. Like iconic.
That
Iconic.
was so good. Yeah, you can't do like, yeah.
So awesome. Um, yeah, nothing else to note about Beverly Hills.
But, yeah, it's kinda boring. I don't not sure how I feel about the new cast member yet, so it's early, we'll see. One thing I did wanna ask you because did you ever watch New Jersey?
It was hit or miss. I know like what has happened in the history of it. I used to watch like watch is a loose word. I would have it on the background while I was working or doing other things in the
Yeah.
early days, but I definitely saw the table flip from Teresa.
Well, one thing I wanted to ask is, so I know after the last finale or reunion, they basically like put it on hold because like Melissa and Teresa just couldn't film together, and it was just a kind of a throwaway of a season. And so I had heard that they were like potentially recasting the show, and a lot of them aren't going to get asked back. And so what I thought was interesting is over Christmas, Teresa and Melissa like made up, and they
Yes,
had Christmas together with their families. I'm wondering, like, how much of that is real or just them trying to get back on the show because they know that Bravo was basically like, "You guys can't film together, you're not gonna be on the show." Like,
true.
this has been the same fight for, like, 15 years, we're moving on.
Which is sad
So,
too because it's family.
yeah,
So crazy.
crazy.
Traitors. Amazing.
It is one of the best shows on television.
The best.
Of the production, over the topness, the costumes that Alan has, Lala, his dog, like, Ferg
Lala.
his assistant, like, every
So
have we
funny.
seen Fergus this season yet?
No, I don't think so.
He better be back.
Is he the redheaded
Yes.
man? Okay, yeah, yeah. He will make an appearance probably in one of the challenges. What I learned was they don't actually stay at the castle.
I know, I did not know that, I thought that they
Wild.
slept there.
I know.
I feel bamboozled.
Me too. Like, what's the
Did you
point?
watch that? Was it in our group chat that reel about how, um, the other contestants don't s like, how they keep the traitor secret from going to the turret every night? Did you see that one?
No.
Okay, so that's when I realized that they don't sleep at the castle, and so, someone who was on, like, one of the first seasons was doing a podcast, and I don't remember who it was, um, and they asked that question, like, "How did you guys not s" or he was a traitor, and they asked, like,
Yeah.
"Were you ever worried that people would see you?" And he's like, "Well, not really, because when they all have to go to bed, production's shepherding them out one at a time, and every person gets put in a car by themselves, and they get driven back to the hotel, and then the traitors, they'll, like not necessarily they're not the ones at the end, like, they might pull them first, but then they, like, divert them to the deliberation room or whatever it's called where the circle table is, and they get held there until all the rest of the contestants are taken back to the hotel, then they do the whole turret walk, do the
Yeah.
turret vote, and then they get taken back to the hotel, and he's like, "There was one time where I felt like" at this point, it's, like, 2, 3 in the morning, uh, like, someone could just look out their window and see us coming in. He's like, "There was one time I thought that I saw someone looking out their window." Oh, I thought, like, potentially our cover was lost, but I thought that was interesting that they don't actually stay there.
That's crazy. I would stay up all night just looking out the window trying to
Right?
figure out who the traitors were. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. That's insane. If someone is not up to date with Traitors, first 3 episodes, these are gonna be spoilers, so this is
Yeah.
where you can
Skip
goodbye.
ahead.
Yep, skip ahead or see you
We're
next
about
week.
done. So, see
Yeah,
you next week.
see you next week. But we're gonna start with episode 1 and finding out who the 3 traitors are Lisa Renna, um, Rob, and what's her name? Candace?
Candace.
Love Lisa, Rob, Candace, liability.
Well, let's start with the fact that there's a secret traitor, which Alan
Yes.
surprised us with at the start of the episode. So we don't know who the secret traitor is yet, right? And so then he, there is almost, I don't know if there's, I haven't watched, I think I've only watched, I don't know if I ever watched episode or season one, but like
Yeah.
the gamers are in theory, the smartest players because
Right.
they're on Survivor, they're on Big Brother, they've done these like psychological games before, and they're usually winners of those seasons or they made it pretty far. So when we saw that the three traders were two housewives and a Love Island star, I was shook off because I'm like, there
So
has to be a
shook.
gamer. Like, there's always a gamer.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to that with the secret trader. But yeah, Candace, liability.
Huge liability. She's going to blow either another trader's cover or her own cover. I think she's going to blow her own cover and she's going to be the next trader that's going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
But I think it was a great choice of Lisa Renna. Beautiful actress. Beautiful
Oh,
actress.
stunning.
Stunning. Her looks, everything. She was made for the show.
I will say I feel like the fashion hasn't been as like top tier as it has been on prior seasons.
Yeah.
Like Maura, I feel like could be doing more. Candace has
Yes.
looks, Lisa has looks, but otherwise it's just
Yeah.
kind of been like, okay. So more to
Yeah.
come hopefully on the fashion front. If you're not familiar with the show, they were the most like some of the women were the most ridiculous
Yes.
outfits. Like
Outfits.
it's to hang out in this castle and do
Yes.
nothing.
But Johnny Weir is holding down the fort
That's
with
true.
his
Yes, the fashion.
fashion.
The
Love,
fashion.
love him.
He's so
Um,
funny.
he's so funny. I love his little commentary on things, watching him do the challenges. Poor man. But it was great. There was one challenge where everyone was like done and he was still trying to search for the skulls.
The skulls. And they're like, Johnny, you're done. Challenge is over.
Challenge is over. He's like, well, fuck.
He's so funny.
He's so cute. But my favorite person on the show right now would probably be Rob and his act for being a traitor. I am not a okay, dead giveaway was when Candace started the conga line.
Yeah.
But watching Rob and Lisa play chess and deciding who they're going to kill, um, in whatever they called it, in person or like a
Killed in plain sight.
yeah, a kill in plain
Yeah.
sight, deciding which person in the castle they were going to murder by playing chess.
And like assigning people to chess pieces. And
Yes,
genius.
genius, amazing, loved it. Candace, I get she did her part as far as distracting everyone so that Rob and Lisa can do their part. Um,
Right.
but it just goes to show that yeah, Candace is going to be a dead giveaway in probably the episodes to come if
Yeah.
she keeps being this loud. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, there is no other way of, I don't even know how you would have been able to lure people out of a specific room that is a common area for everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was crazy. Michael Rappaport, I cannot. But at the same time, keep feeding us, keep eating. Like watching him eat is the wildest thing. And it probably how I would too eat on the show and just be like scooping whatever he was eating, the pasta into his mouth and like just a riot. But his
He's a little
brown,
too loud for me right now, and I know
yeah,
that's him as a comedian too, like, I've seen him on Watch What Happens Live, like, he's a huge Housewives fan, so I've, like, always watched his little bits, but he's just doing too much, and
he's
it's just
doing too much and needs to like chill out. I Who did we think was the secret traitor? It was either going to be Michael or
like,
Yam
was
Yam,
yum yum.
and it was not either.
So, justice for Donna.
Justice for Donna, but she she did her best. And where I think she did herself a disservice was having too much of a poker face and not engaging with others.
So I think there's a couple things. So one thing I saw is she only ever had an episode or a 3 episode contract because
Yes.
she can't do the challenges. So I think if you saw like
Correct.
the chariot challenge, like she was in the boat once,
Yes.
you didn't see her once in the chariot challenge.
No, which I didn't
I mean, she's a
even put
70 something
together.
year old grandma. Like, of course she can't,
Yeah.
like, these challenges are physical. On the flip side, she's also a good one to get out early because she can't if she wasn't
Yeah.
on this, like, separate contract with Peacock where it was like, "Okay, we don't we you're here for the Taylor Swift effect,
Right.
and the Travis Kelce thing. You're here for a short time, not a long time. It was pre-negotiated, whatever."
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if that wasn't the case and she really was there, like, legitimately to try to go as far as she could, as long as she could, it makes sense to vote out those people earlier, especially if they have a poker face, but also because they can't do the challenges as well, so they can't contribute to the
Right.
pot. So every challenge, like they do it, historically, they keep the stronger, like physically stronger players on longer so
Yeah.
that they can help get as much money as they can for the prize pot at the end. So it makes sense that she was voted out. I think like if it wasn't this other theory of like she was really only there for 3 episodes, making her the secret traitor, I think was a little unfair to her because
Right.
she had no allies coming in. So she had no one
No.
that could support her, back her. Like she wasn't a gamer, she wasn't a housewife, she didn't not a figure skater, like not on Love Island. Like all of them had something, for the
Right.
most part, or they had like experience in front of the camera and like being television personalities or being comedians or whatever. She has none of that. Like she's just like a normal person. Um who has a famous, family and future daughter-in-law, but she had no one to like built-in support going in. So I think like
Right.
making her the secret traitor was a little bit unfair to her if the
Yeah.
intent was not to, because she just didn't know how to play the game. And
No.
she was kind of left on her own doing it. And so then to also make her the secret traitor alone, like she didn't have the traitors to help her because they didn't know who she was until she got voted
Yeah,
out.
she
So
had no one to back her up except for Ron, and poor
yeah,
Ron. I
poor
feel
Ron.
like that was a dead giveaway
Yeah,
as
he's
because the the faithfuls don't know that she was a secret traitor.
right.
Wow. But the best performance she gave was announcing that she was a traitor.
Yeah.
She's like, "You got yourself a traitor!" I was like,
He's
"Wow,
so
Donna."
cute. I just love that this was like a, not a life goal, but it was like a dream she had was to be on the show and like at her age, like everything she
Cute.
said about that and like tearing up. It was really sweet. So and all
Sweet.
of the cast have like an interview since and Alan and everyone was like she was just like the sweetest woman, like so kind. Um
She didn't look like it as part of her persona. She just kind of looked standoffish to
you
me.
don't know how much of that's like editing too.
Yeah. Yeah. She is just very,
That's how I look anytime you talk on the podcast, I watch myself back and I just look dead
yeah.
face. So
Yeah. If you were on Traders, I would for sure would be like, yep, Katie's a traitor.
get her out.
Get her out.
I have
Uh,
they're casting for, like, a non-celebrity version of the show right now, and I've thought multiple times about applying because I love
you
that show so
should.
much.
You should. That would be so good. That'd be amazing to see.
Yeah,
I hear it's a real big, like, psychological, like,
yeah.
thing they
You
go
don't know who
through.
you can trust. If you're a traitor, you have to, like, willingly lie to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't lie.
No, you're a terrible liar.
Yeah, like, you'll know right away. I just, like, get a little smile, and I'm like, "Mhm."
Yeah, you would not do well on that show.
"No, no." Yeah, and people will tell me things, and obviously, I have to, like, go tell my mom, and then I always, like, will call her, I'm like, "You'll never guess. You heard it here first." That's, like, my family's favorite line that comes out of my mouth is, "You heard it here first."
That's so funny.
Yeah, but, my family's good at keeping things on the DL. Shout out Joe, Sophia, Rhonda, Val.
And congrats, Sophia. You're engaged.
Congrats, my
If
little
you
baby
need someone who's
sister.
a good time at a wedding, call me up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, if she's getting married in Paso, I feel like
I have to be there then.
obviously.
I'm flying.
Um, yeah, you're a great time at a wedding. All of us, we're all great times.
You can do your dance.
Yes, and you can do yours. We each have a dance.
You can-
Does Kelsey have a dance?
Mm, no,
She's
the
she's
bops.
she bops. She's there.
It's a fun time.
She's just a fun time in general.
Yeah,
So is Amy. So is Jamie.
the ultimate hype girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie's a singer. She will drop a tune
She
unwillingly
will drop a
with
tune on you.
a hum tune. Give her a mic
Drop a tune on these hoes.
on these hoes. I love it. All
Well,
right. Well, that's our reality recap.
yay.
That's our episode. So thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Just remember that being soft doesn't not mean being ambitious or having goals or working towards them. It's just being intentional with what you give your energy to and how you prioritize what you're going to prioritize in your life. So
Yes, agreed.
take that with you.
And also, we do have to note that we have done an hour and 35-minute podcast, and Garrett did not once make an appearance.
He's skiing right
He,
now with the kids.
okay. Yeah, it's like he's either out of the house or napping.
And he won't next week because I think next week are we going to film together in Scottsdale?
Yeah, we have to from the
Yeah,
bed.
from the bed. I like those.
Yes, same.
So another week without Garrett.
Another week without Garrett, but we'll have a special guest, our dear friend Kelsey.
Yep, she'll be back,
She'll be back,
ready for action.
ready for action.
Well, toodaloo, everyone.
Toodaloo.
Like for more Traitors recaps next week, for a
Yes.
completely unhinged email exchange coming at you, and have a great week.
That will be a perfect one with Kelsey. Yes.
Yes. Oh, and also hopefully social media content because I know Emma's working on it. So shout
Thanks,
out, Emma.
Emma. Shout
Thanks.
out. Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.